Oh, sorry, just itching my nose there. That's usually when spirit are drawn close. So this is a message for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising. I feel the number 3 could weirdly be significant here. Or perhaps you've been seeing the number 3. Well, that would be significant, wouldn't it? But yeah, so the 3rd of a month, March, or perhaps you've been seeing 333. It's something like that, because I started at exactly 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. Yeah, I know. Takes a long time to film these. But I did start quite late, to be fair. So star ancestors came out for your awakening message, in case that comes out again. But it was just basically about looking deeper if it doesn't come out. So I do feel you're doing a lot of soul searching, Sag placement. Right, so we're going to do an awakening ascension message, a self-love message, a love / romance message, a message from spirit loved ones in general. It could bring through a specific message for someone, so stay open, and a raw and real sweary rebel message. And here is the message for your awakening. You've got the love. So perhaps we've got Florence and Machine Lovers here as well. I don't know who originally sang that song, so sorry about that, but that wasn't originally her song. I was very disappointed when I went to Florence and Machine concert last August, I think it was. Or maybe it was July, I can't remember, but it was last year sometime. And not because I absolutely loved the performance, but I was annoyed that I was waiting all night for it to sing You've Got the Love. And she never fucking sang it. I was like, what the hell? And I kept saying to my best friend, no, listen, she's saving it till the end. Absolutely. And I'm an Aries. When I think I'm right, I'll really hammer it home. And normally I am right because I'm so psychic, but in this case, she didn't fucking sing it. I was raging. So again, I really do feel for Sagittarius placements, this is about being raging about something that you were adamant, absolutely adamant. And again, I'm Sagittarius moon, so I can own some of this, but you were adamant that what you believe is true and it didn't happen. I feel you're having to work with a bit of rage about that, right? You've got the love, Hadrian energy, codependency, boundaries. Again, so we're going to read this one. So let me find it in the book. You got the love, I need to see me through. Right, 1 night. So remember, everything I do is part of it. Maybe that's not the way other people read. It's the way spirit work for me. So listen to everything I say, watch everything I do, all that jazz. The Hadrians are believed to be beacons of pure divine unconditional love, who see love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see unconditional nature of those they meet. Like, listen, I'm pretty assertive, but sometimes I can be blinded by my Neptunian unconditionally loving ways, so I'm feeling this. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body, to learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others. Wow, the message that I just pulled for Scorpio was very like this, actually. To remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have the love all of their own, and they're definitely doing a lot of heart chakra healing here as I'm speaking. They haven't done it for all the signs, but they're definitely doing it right now. The message of this is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Fucking hell, this is resonating like fuck. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe and at a familiar soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive, or perhaps there's a certain volatility to it and you're always unsure where you stand. This card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. That's interesting because I'm sure on one of the cards on the sign before I'd pulled you do you, so that seems relevant. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. Do you lose yourself in relationships? If so, how? How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? So again, yeah, I really do feel, there's just something about here, getting clear on your boundaries and making sure that you're not kind of blurring the boundaries with romantic relationships 100%, but work relationships, expecting too much of people around you, I feel as well, because that's a boundaries thing when people expect you to fix everything under the sun, and it's like, pardon me, that's interesting that I was burping there because that's how I get rid of negative energy. And again, I really do feel that's That's a funny way of Spirit getting that point across, that it's like, you know, where have you perhaps expected, you know, somebody to take on too much of your shit and you really need to clean up your side of the street. So that's pretty blunt. But again, I'm Sag Moon, Sagittarius placements were usually quite blunt somewhere, and that came through quite blunt. It's about giving that love to yourself where you're expecting someone else to give it to you. And this card backs it up, because that is about valuing your time, valuing another's. Where have you perhaps wasted your own time, but also wasted others' time? It says, the fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. So again, there's a very strong message coming through there about valuing time and valuing yourself and cutting yourself loose from situations that don't serve you. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So I really do feel it's about getting present, right? Getting really in touch with what you value, what you love, and cutting the cords from what doesn't serve you. Again, it doesn't mean that, you know, you fall out with everyone or whatever. It just means that, and I've had a lot of situations like that, you know, in the last sort of 4 weeks, really, I would say, I've kind of like, it's like, you know, maybe something resonated before, but it doesn't now. And it's about kind of like, you know, just making sure that you deal with that, where you need to take personal responsibility without placing blame on anyone else. Because a lot of the time, you know, I always use Facebook groups as a very good example, but it's kind of like, I'm in a lot of things that I should just be leaving. And again, it's you know, it's nothing to do with the person. It's more, it's like, I need to take personal responsibility. This isn't for me anymore. But you know, a lot of people, we can, you know, we can place blame on others, and where might you be doing that? Take your power back. Again, you know what I mean? There's something about this here. Power. You instinctively, this is love messages now, but again, these can make sense wherever. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Isn't that interesting though? That's about cutting loose something that doesn't serve you anymore, and not kind of placing blame that, you know, that it's the other person's fault or whatever, whether that be in love, friendships, family, business, whatever it is. It's about, you know, taking back your power and knowing that you have the power to walk away at any time. So if you don't, you do have to take personal responsibility for that. What this is about. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives you. So there's something about a strong message about freedom coming through. So again, I'm not going to elaborate. I usually go into detail about that's for people in relationships, that's for people not. But I think that's really pretty straightforward, I feel, to work out there. Oh yeah, messages are about freedom and Sagittarius. It's about freedom. That's hilarious. It's also about joking, and I said that's hilarious. So this is your general message from Spirit, loved ones. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you don't resonate with that, that's fine. You might be lucky and feel like there was a personal message coming through, but I actually don't feel that has happened for many of them. But I'm not the best one to judge you that, because I'm just delivering the message. Again, that's where you would be able to get that in a personal session. Right, so the message you've got is focus your mind on what you really want. We are helping. Again, that makes sense to me, right? So I really do feel in a couple of days, the 15th of July is going to be important to you. So perhaps the 15th of July is a significant date, or it's just going to be that you really get clear on something in your life. But I really do feel the message here is about, you know, it is about, you know, cutting loose what doesn't serve you and focusing your energy on what does. And again, you know, it's about, I don't feel there needs to be any sort of like big drama around this. I just feel it's like something isn't floating your boat anymore, and, you know, to move away from it. And that's what I'm feeling. Don't rush into making big decisions right now. Take your time. But I really do feel, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, but really any relationships, whether it's work, friendships, whatever, you know, don't rush into it, because we are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. But your spirit loved ones are really supporting you on that. And it's interesting because look what card was on the, I shuffled these, and look what card was on the top. Whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. Now is not the fucking time. So again, that's a really strong message, especially if you're thinking about ending something right now, like a relationship or a business thing or something. You know, you might regret it, because we're still in the Mercury shadow there. But again, just give yourself some time to tune in. But, you know, now is not the right time to be making big decisions, but it soon will be somewhere along the line. But it's just right now, not so much. Right. Fuck fear. And if you're feeling like fear's like, you need to do it now, you need to do it now, it's more just that's your ego talking, right? So tune in. You know, perhaps it comes further down the line that you need to end something, but right now I'm getting told it's not the time. It will lie to your fuck fear, it will lie to your face. That's false evidence appearing real. So again, I'm going to trust that makes sense who it's meant to make sense to. I hope this made sense to you, Sag. I hope you got something from it. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend publicly, privately. Please let me know if it resonates. That's my throat chakra starting to go now because I've been doing this for so long. My energy rather. But there must be a message for your throat chakra. They're making me shuffle these cards again. Yeah, definitely let me know if you enjoyed this and give me some motivation to keep them coming. And one last message for Sagittarius placements. That project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. Well, that's a bit of a contradicting message, isn't it? But I feel Spirit are saying, yes, there's something you need to take action with very soon, or you may have already taken that action. But if you haven't taken that action already, in the next 2 weeks, you're going to take the action, but you don't need to do it right away, right? But then you'll know when it's time to go after that thing. But again, you need to get rid of something prior. So you need to cut something loose, or cut someone loose for some people, before you can get on with that next project. And again, I don't feel there needs to be a big drama about it. I just feel something needs to be released for new energy to come back in. Something doesn't resonate anymore. Anyway, I hope that made sense to you, and I'll see you in the next video.